Hi YouTube, and welcome back to another React video. Today we are going to be reacting to a Fleekazoid video about Dark Souls 3, and I think it's called How Dark Souls 3 Monetizes Your Pain Like a Woman or something like that. So it sounded funny. I wanted to check it out, and I've never watched a Fleekazoid video, so I'm interested to see what kind of style they do for entertainment, comedy, all that stuff. So yeah, I'm a big Souls fan. I love Dark Souls games, Souls-likes games, and Bloodborne is my favorite, if you're wondering. It was my first, so it's my favorite. And do let me know your favorite from Soft Game in the comments. But let's get into the video and check it out. I hope you enjoy with me.
Dark Souls 3 is like a woman. It's irrational, crazy, and anytime something goes wrong, it's not their fault, it's your fault. All the enemies take out your entire health bar with one shot to compensate for a lack of unique moves.
Oh!
Get good. You don't want enemies clipping through the floor into the abyss? Get good. Final boss, the worst boss in the game? Get good. And yet still in a fit of anger at 2 a.m. after 90 minutes of putting up with its bullshit, when you try to walk away from it, you can't. It's in our nature to love Dark Souls. Unless you're gay.
Oh! I guess I'm gay.
Dark Souls is a special type of voluntary.
That freaking ball. That ball, I remember the first time I played Dark Souls, it scared the crap out of me. I screamed so loud that my scream echoed off the walls of my room and went back into my mic. You could hear the echo of my scream.
My body is a ghost. Oh yes, you got hit. Ah, damn it!
Bitch, what the fuck? in the mic, it was crazy.
Torture only matched by people who watch golf. Unironically,
Lord.
It's a lethal injection of something the human mind wasn't built to understand.
What was that hitbox?
The great dirt mound turf war of 3000 BC, throwing swings with clubs and dying at 16. And instead, I'm here trying to fight two massive fucking demons that can attack through each other for 2 goddamn hours. Oh, and look, this one can fly above the fucking camera. This game is pure distilled cortisol.
Okay, no, for real though. The camera is the biggest enemy in these games most of the time. Like 90% of the time, it's the camera that's screwing you over. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Oh my god.
Of the fucking camera. This game is pure distilled cortisol, and in many ways, it's what I consider the antichrist to my dearly betrothed Prototype. Despite both being 9 parts gameplay and a dash of story, Prototype had a relieving, soothing, and comforting gameplay loop that was better than charging the Super Soaker. Dark Souls feels like charging into a fiery building for $60.
I mean, that was your fault for dodging backwards, but whatever.
And then revisiting it every once in a while when you need to remember what it's like to feel that. This game
so
will drive you
true
to drink because of its non-stop, relentless nagging. Ooh, you were auto-locked to the next target. We made you dodge off the fucking cliff. Ooh, we should go meet with my friends on Friday. You never do anything for me. Ooh, you got one shot, and one shot, and one shot. This game will get you so twisted up that you'll, hypothetically, fall into a painting and start getting your cheeks clapped so hard that seismologists mistake the readings for earthquakes. Then spend the next 2 hours trying to persevere through these crackhead demons, getting fucked by nature so hard I thought I'm playing Baldur's Gate. But the whole time I'm sticking with it, assuming this is just what they call the Dark Souls. Only to then be told, that's a little lady area, you're level 40, you fucking half-melt Sunday. But now can I tell you something else? What Dark Souls teaches you above all is how to turn shit into shoe shine. And so instead of fighting all these enemies that were pushing my shit in, I instead let them push themselves right off a cliff so that I could collect that life insurance check like a gold digger in South Beach and make it be 20 easy levels.
Delay. Oh, so sad. You fell.
Now let's get balls deep into making you Dark Souls dick riders angry. This is gonna be the weirdest recommendation you've ever heard. Dark Souls is not a fun game. It's a rewarding game. It's the difference between surviving a water park and surviving the set of Saw. You're a moron if you didn't survive one. You're a statistic if you don't survive the other. You're also a little bitch. You move slow, you hit slow, and you die quick. Dodging is king, blocking is queen, and parrying is the side piece on the other side of town. And of course,
we don't parry. But parrying, no, we don't do that.
backstabbing is the god that rules above all.
Yeah.
boxes are tighter than my bustin' nut.
Oh.
And with only a few moves, you're constantly placed at the feet of Goliath as you hear a distant, "Good luck!" So the first thing you do is die repeatedly and watch as the game gives you the cold shoulder, really letting you simmer in your own confusion. You know something's wrong, but anytime you ask it, you don't get a real response. And then you think you got it, but you don't. The best you can get is floor markers, but this is the advice of broken men. No, what you have to do is study the game and read its fucking mind so that you can calculate exactly what the problem is, then overcome it. Now do that 5 more times for every other move in the moveset, and it never ends until the game ends. Try going online and asking for help, and you'll be met with a collective get good. And now what they mean by this is that you should go find the 20 wiki windows, 10 videos, and 2 spreadsheets that they have papered across their walls, and map
400
out the
tabs
perfect
later
strategy to maximize DPS, HP, UPS, FedEx, and fucking Digimon so that they can one-shot every boss. And listen, I'm all for it. I'll get good with the single most brain-rotted build you've ever seen. Bitch, did I just catch you trying to use magic? Are you trying to read the wiki for meta build?
Nah.
You know how to use the LT attack? One thing you need to understand about me and my way of playing Dark Souls is that I do it my way. Yeah, that makes sense. People are trying to tell me, oh, use the fabulous Knight of Wonderland's Black Penetrator's Hard for the max DPS perk. Shut the fuck up. My build is called the Triple T build. Target the taint, then run like hell. Read it and weep, pimps. This mirror image is like 3 Vietnams for Dark Souls.
That's a lot of endurance. Hold on. Look at 41 endurance. It's crazy. That's actually crazy. Got it.
Fanatics. But if it makes you guys feel any better, at least I started this run by choosing the deprived class instead of being a little bitch and choosing Warden. And why, Fleek? Why, I hear you plead? I didn't want the game to ruin perfection. And now you may be also asking, Fleek, how does one play such an advanced build? And to that I respond, Pimp, once you start this path, there is no going back. It means total commitment. Once you begin the path, there is no leaving the path. Are you ready for that? I mean, really ready for that? Don't say anything because I will disown you if you say no. Now here's the secret formula. Hold RT. This is not a build, it's a way of living. See a boss that you could one-shot if you ran around him? Take him head on, and if your sword isn't reaching the enemy because the game doesn't want you to be fighting him this way, get out a bigger sword.
That's funny.
See a horde of enemies? See the stamina
Been to win, baby!
The Oonga Boonga Boogaloo Triple T Deluxe build is all about being too dumb to quit. The only change in our strategy is the length and or the quantity of big weapons that we bring to battle. Other than that, get the chloroform ring so that you can microdose meth to regen stamina faster. And as for the armor, become rotund. Now I'm gonna give you a second to cool off by talking about the story. People always go on about how awesome the Dark Souls lore is if you read all the wikis and chiseled tablets and talk to all the NPCs, and so I took a brief look at it, and this is what I can surmise.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Did you really think I can read? Now getting back to making the Dark Souls fans angry, most of these bosses ain't shit. The enemies with branding irons that shrink your health bar if you violate the restraining order are more challenging to fight than most of these bosses.
Okay, wait, this is so true though, because the levels tend to be harder than the bosses. And I find it very boring when it's the other way. And I don't know why, because you would think like obviously the bosses are challenging, but they're not as what's the word? Like they're not as infuriating as the levels, because the levels take so long, and like as someone who likes to explore everything and like go for platinums, like I'm always looking in every nook and cranny and talking to everyone and trying to do all these side quests that we get no instruction for, and it takes so long, it takes so much time, and then I get to a boss and I beat it like an hour and I'm just like, okay, and like the level to get here took me like 6 hours. So it feels, in comparison to the level, it feels easy. It feels easy. But that's because you have one area and one enemy with one moveset. The levels tend to be a lot of different enemies, a lot of different areas, a lot of different going down, up and down stairs, up and down levels, elevators, the ability to fall to your death, and all these other things. So I feel like that's the way, that's the Dark Souls way, is that the level is so, not always ganky, but there's just so much more going on there. And it's especially harder when you have more than one thing to focus on. Like there's a lot of enemies in a room or whatever, and then the boss is just the one boss. So it's a very different, you almost have to like switch up your fighting style in the levels versus the bosses, which is interesting. I really like that. But anyways, yeah.
Learn the whack-ass timing of their swings where they go all like, yeah. You
Yeah.
see that most of them have pretty simple movesets that largely rely on doing high damage rather than being highly aggressive or highly extravagant, including the final boss. I was expecting some grand spectacle, you know, some big old demon monster with some crazy drop the sun on you twice, 3 AKs, and an ice katana, 6 arms looking goofy goober. But instead, I just got a dude.
He's just a
Now,
dude.
all that being said, my hairline receded 12 inches because of these 2 bosses alone, and both of them were completely optional. It's like all the pain that was left off the
I honestly
table in
didn't find
basic base game.
this guy was the hardest for me. Champion Gunder was the hardest for me, I think, in my first playthrough. The one that made me like pull my hair out the most was Champion Gunder. Not the Nameless King, and not the demons either. The demons were pretty okay for me. The level to get to the demons, nightmare fuel.
Bosses was all reallocated into making these 2 a living hell. And no, it's not a coincidence that both of them can fucking fly above your camera. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The Nameless King has 2 phases, the dragon phase and the no dragon phase. But both phases features him dragging his nuts across your face. Fighting this man for 2 hours is like 2 hours of edging testicle torsion. I thought it would get better once I killed the dragon that can drop the sun on you. But then the second phase is just, what is he doing over there polishing his blade? Yeah. Then the other boss is a separate case of 2-hour torsion, except this time the first phase is,
Yeah.
Shit. But then the second phase is all directly okay,
I see the
The longer I go without playing Dark Souls, the more I want to play the first 2 games in search of that feeling that we once shared. Also, I hear they have incredible, massive, absolutely beautiful chests in Dark Souls 1. You know what? I'm buying it. I'm doing it. Anyways, I would say that you should play Dark Souls 3, but I'm pretty sure it's against YouTube toss to threaten someone like that. Besides, I want you to preserve that beautiful, pure mind of yours, because after playing this, I'm not sure I have much sanity left. Let's go on
The
to the
prophecy
pizza joint.
has gone. We're going
Gale, I got Gale, let's go!
Let's go on to the pizza joint. Let's go to the fucking pizza joint. Let's go on to the fucking pizza joint.
Look at the game.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Do you see?
Yes, sir.
That is such
That's
genuine
Huge
joy.
thanks to the flock of pimps for funding this pain.
Well, that was super fun. I really enjoyed that video. I think I need to watch more Flickzoid because I really liked it gave like Maxor energy, but not as offensive on the eyeballs as Maxor videos. But I really, really enjoyed this. It was really funny. I hope you guys enjoyed too. If you did like it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.